Hey guys, Adrian Clarke here. Welcome to the breakdown. Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Let's not faff around. We've got a very polished Gunners team performance to analyse over the next few minutes. I thought it was a display that had the distinct whiff of a team that's absolutely going to be challenging for the title this season. Very, very hard to pick any holes in the performance whatsoever. And probably the biggest plus of the day, in my opinion anyway, is that it was a huge success, a roaring success for our summer signings. They all came into the side, a lot of them, and they all contributed massively. No one more so than Martin Zubimendi. So let's start with him. I thought he was really mobile, effervescent, really bubbly, looking to get on the ball a lot. He didn't have to do a lot of work defensively. But what I wanted to pick out, apart from the fact that we've suddenly got ourselves one of the best volleyers in the Premier League, what a goal that was, by the way. Unreal strike from him on the edge of the box. But what I think really stood out for me with Martin Zubimendi is that he didn't stay in front of the back four. He didn't just take it easy and get it off the centre halves and look to probe from that position. He wanted to move around the pitch. And if he saw some chances to create numerical overloads in wider areas, he was more than happy to do it. And I think that's a really, really positive sign. Merino did the same on the left, but Zubimendi was particularly effective. I want to show you a little move from the first half. Now, if I can, the ball goes out to Madueke. He slips it inside to Ethan Nwaneri, who plays a lovely little one-touch pass through defenders to Martin Zubimendi, who sensed it. He's got himself there already. He's made that run into a wider area. And as we roll it on, he drives, doesn't he, at the heart of the Nottingham Forest defence, really scampers forward, and he plays a good pass to Eberechi Eze. His shot ends up being blocked, but it's excellent midfield play. He did it a lot in the game, particularly in the first half when we're looking to break down Nottingham Forest, looking to make things happen. Here's another example. Timber is on the inside this time, and he just loops a little run. He runs off his man, quite surprisingly, I would suggest, for a player that's playing sort of as a holding midfielder. He makes a lovely little forward run around him. Timber fizzes the ball into him. He squares it to Viktor Gyokeres, and nothing ends up happening, but it's really, really smart midfield play. The goals were great. Obviously, I've just referenced that volley. It's interesting. I think when a defensive team put everyone back into the box, all 11 players deep into their box, basically all between the penalty spot and the goal itself, then the man on the edge of the box really is all on his own. So that's a sign of respect. Lots of teams do that to Arsenal because we're so brilliant at swinging it under the crossbar and scoring goals. But it does mean that if we've got one or two guys on the edge, they really do come into play. And what a hit it was. I love the header as well. I absolutely loved it. Climbed early, didn't he? He really attacked the flighted ball from Trossard. And we've got to give credit to Trossard here. He literally just come off the bench. His first touch was to control the ball from Declan Rice. It was a wide free kick, remember. Cut back to Rice. Rice to Trossard. His first touch of the match is to set it. And his second touch is to flight that perfect ball for Martin Zubimendi. And what I'll give him massive credit for is spotting the 2v1. Here you can see it on the screen. Merino and Zubimendi gang up on Nico Williams, and Trossard sees it, and that's really, really important. And he executes the perfect cross. So fantastic play from Trossard and also from Martin Zubimendi. I do want to have a quick word on Mikel Merino, his midfield partner. I thought he had a really good game. Perhaps a bit of a surprise selection instead of Declan Rice. Certainly with Athletic Club on Tuesday in mind, that pick. But he was every bit as good as Rice would have been, in my opinion. Some amazing numbers from him, as always. He's a machine for me, Mikel Merino. We know about his goals. He's a good finisher. Scored loads for Spain, didn't he, in the break? But he covered 12.38 kilometres in this match. Easily the most of all Arsenal players. He made 353 intensive runs. That's not easy in the space of 90 minutes. Again, it was a team high. And he also won possession back for the team on 8 different occasions, whether he was playing in central midfield or in the last 20 minutes he was playing up front, wasn't he? So yeah, he showed his worth, didn't he? Once again, Mikel Merino, I thought it was a really smart selection from Mikel Arteta, and and he repaid that faith. Right, let's get to the main man. Let's not mess around. A lot of people gave man of the match to Martin Zubimendi, and he's, for me, just in second place, despite scoring those 2 goals. Because maybe I'm biased, because I'm a winger, or used to be a winger back in the day, and I love to see wingers run at defenders, run at fullbacks, and play with courage and play with real confidence. So for me, Noni Madueke was Arsenal's main man on the afternoon. A real sign of how influential he was is that he had 65 touches, and that was the 3rd most of all the Arsenal players. The 2 centre-backs are the only ones that had more touches than Noni Madueke, which shows you we really wanted to feed him at every opportunity. He absolutely destroyed Morato early on in the game. Then they switched over to Nico Williams. He couldn't handle him either. He won 10 of his 15 duels during the game, Noni Madueke. And basically every time he got the ball, he wanted to get it and run at his man. And he ran it on the outside so often, didn't he? Scampered past him on the outside. We know he's left-footed. He's not afraid to go on the outside. And I want to show you this clip. Just remind you of this clip. This is my favourite of all his dribbles. He gets it. Goes past his man with unbelievable speed. And I've circled there Elliot Anderson, a brilliant player. He had a fantastic match as well for Nottingham Forest, Elliot Anderson. But at that moment, as he gets to the byline, he chucks in a little body swerve, Madueke, and look at the body shape of Elliot Anderson. He is absolutely tied in knots. It bought Madueke a little bit of extra time, and he cuts it back. And Timber almost scores, actually. It's a brilliant piece of defending from Murillo. And actually, Murillo had to go off shortly afterwards. And that run, and the way that we earned that corner, it was the corner that Martin Zubimendi scored from. So it was a really, really important run as well from Noni Madueke. In terms of chances created, let's have a look at who created them during the course of this match. 9 Arsenal players created a chance, which I think is absolutely brilliant. A number of defenders in there, some of the subs as well. But look who stands out at the very top there in red. Noni Madueke, 5 chances created. So it's a terrific individual performance from him. I do want to also mention Jurrien Timber. I thought he had a really, really good game. I mean, he always has a good game. Is there a better right back in the division? I don't think there is. I think he's so good with and without the ball, Jurrien Timber. But what I want to shout out for him from this game is he stayed away from Madueke. Now, I used to play on the wing, as I said, and it was nothing more annoying, especially if you're in the groove, than having a fullback flying around you as a matter of course, looking to get in on the overlap. It's like, leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I've got this guy on toast. Just give it to me and stay away. And Timber did it. And it takes discipline to do that, and unselfishness and good awareness, good match intelligence from Timber. So well played him. It wasn't until later on he thought, you know what, I'm going to have a little bit of fun as well. And he did go round the outside. Madueke played him in and he whips one across the face, doesn't he, Timber, for Rice, who should have gone at it with his left leg rather than his right. And in the end, the ball goes through and out for a goal kick. I thought both wingers were absolutely sensational. Madueke completed 5 of 8 dribbles. Eberechi Eze on the left completed 3 of 7 dribbles. And we can see those on the screen for you now. And what it is, it tells you a story of Madueke very much taking his man on inside the final third where he's looking to get to the byline. Eze is a different kind of player, we know that. His dribbles much higher up the pitch, much different in style. We saw some flicks and tricks from him, 1 or 2 dummies as well as but his running with the ball happens a little bit deeper, doesn't it? The thing that really delighted me about Eze's performance here, a little bit like Madueke, is the fact that he would go on the outside. He's right-footed. We know he likes to chop in and curl them in from the edge of the box and play those through balls. But he played like a winger at times. He played like someone that absolutely fancied he could go past his man on the outside. And he trusted his left foot. Here you see, in the first half, he exploded past his marker, got to the byline, cut it back for Viktor Gyokeres, who was unlucky not to score. For the goal, for Gyokeres' goal, I mean, a brilliant run. And that's one thing people don't really talk enough about with Eze. He will run in beyond. He's a great off-the-ball runner. He gave Calafiori the option to hit that long pass. Brilliant ball over the top. The defender, Savona, is in a right mess. He completely misjudges it. And then, first time, on his weaker foot, Eze squares it on a plate, perfect direction, perfect weight for Gyokeres, who absolutely can't miss. So that was a terrific assist, and maybe the sign of things to come. I think Eze and Gyokeres are going to be very good friends on the football pitch, because I think they can help one another out. Certainly Gyokeres will want to play with Eze as often as possible. I talked earlier about Mikel Merino making those forward runs as well when he played box to box or as striker. Well, here he is in this clip. The ball comes in from Calafiori, and Eze's little back flick from Merino is pure class, isn't it? So yeah, I just thought it was a really good performance from both wingers. And it was great to see Eze contribute his first assist for the Arsenal. Now, who am I going to talk about next? I have to talk about Christhian Mosquera. I thought he was brilliant. Yet again, absolutely outstanding. Wasn't worth the risk of starting William Saliba for me. So good choice for Mikel Arteta first up. And Mosquera took the opportunity again. He really took charge of the game, I thought. He took responsibility. Give it to me. I'm going to build from the back. He had the most passes from Arsenal. 82 accurate passes from Mosquera in the game. His accuracy was 91.5%, which is terrific. And I want to show you this clip first. And this clip it's nothing special in terms of the piece of play, but it just signifies how he's happy to take responsibility. Right, have a look now. It's a throw-in on the left-hand side, and we're a little bit stuck. There's nowhere to go. All of our players are marked up. And then he makes a move from right-side centre-back position into, a left midfield position. Say, yeah, give it to me. He offers that square pass. He gets it. He gives it into Ødegaard. Ødegaard pops it off to Timber, and we go and play out the other side. It's superb play. It really is from Mosquera. So that was one thing that really stood out to me. I thought his defending was great. This clip here came just seconds after the ball came off Chris Wood, ricocheted off the crossbar. And look, it was a bit of a panicky situation. The only real chance Forest created. And there he was at the right moment to make a tackle when he needed to. There was another ball played into the box not long after. And he got there first. He had to really crane his neck. And he also knocked the ball down quite superbly for Martin Zubimendi as well, to actually launch an attack. And actually, just seconds after making that brilliant piece of defending, because that was outstanding, to read the flight of the ball and then to get to the header and also to redirect it to a teammate. Seconds after that, he plays this pass. I want you to look at this. Beautiful forward pass between the lines to Declan Rice, who then goes and moves the ball up pitch. He charges up there. So Mosquera, another, for me, 8 or 9 out of 10. He didn't have a lot of defending to do, but what he did was brilliant. Obviously, it was a big disappointment in the game when Martin Ødegaard comes off injured. What a shame for him. But it did open up an opportunity for Ethan Nwaneri. And again, I think he played really, really well. I want to show you first up his pass map. And as you can see, look how deep he is. For a number 10, obviously, there's a lot of touches down that right-hand side, where Ødegaard likes to work. He was working really well with Noni Madueke. But loads and loads of receiving the pass in deep areas, often off of Mosquera, actually. And from there, he looked after possession with great responsibility. He really did. And I want to show you just one simple example. It's where we just played out from a goal kick, and he's the man that drops in. Zubimendi's pushed on. Merino's pushed on, and he's the one that's dropped in to offer himself an angle for Mosquera. Now, as you can see there, one of the Forest players gets there too late. Mosquera into him, one touch around the corner, and Jurrien Timber is released. And that was a pattern, really. And what happened was, Forest, under Postecoglou, they wanted to go man for man, where possible. And particularly in midfield, with Zubimendi and with Merino, because he didn't want those two to dictate the play, to have loads of the ball and to run the game. And actually, both players didn't have amazingly high numbers of touches, mainly because they were man-marked. But here I want to show you an example of how we worked around that, and it really did revolve around Nwaneri. Again, he's the one that dropped short to receive the pass from Mosquera. Look how high the other two are, by the way. They're man-marked. They've deliberately taken those players away so that Nwaneri can drop in and receive the ball. And look where Calafiori is. That's our left back on the right of centre midfield. He's identified where the space is. He's made that run to get involved. And that is how we got around beating their man-to-man marking setup. Nwaneri played a big part in it. And I think the way he confidently received the ball and moved it on throughout the game actually shows that he can probably develop into a central midfielder. We know he can play wide on the wing. We know he can play at 10. We think he can play as a 9 maybe. And I think one day he could even be a central midfielder. He was that confident picking the ball up deep. Let's talk about another new signing, shall we? Viktor Gyokeres briefly. I thought it was a really strong all-round performance. A couple of lovely little layoffs early on in the game. One touch around the corner. He looked a bit more confident. I think he looked fitter. Scored a great goal, didn't he? I mean, it's an easy finish, but he has to sprint to get there, and that's what we signed him for. He's a 6-yard goal muncher, is Viktor Gyokeres. And if we put the ball in there, he will make sure he's there to get the tap in. How often did that happen last year, where we put the ball across the face of goal and no one's there? Well, with Viktor there, I think that's not going to be an issue moving forwards. There's one great piece of play that ended with him striking the post with an absolute rocket of a shot. Eze slips him in down the left, and then look at the run he makes diagonally across the pitch. It's a really powerful run. Picks the right time to make the pass to Madueke as well. And I loved what happened next, where he arcs his run around Madueke. He sees where the space is. He's played in by Noni, and he rattles the post, doesn't he, with a fierce strike. I thought, obviously, it's pleasing that he gets a goal. It's nice that he's now got 3 in 4. But I did think that his all-round performance was really good, actually, Viktor Gyokeres. So, yeah, hopefully, there's a lot more to come from him. I still think there is more to come in terms of sharpness, and definitely more to come in terms of the synergy and the chemistry that he's going to have with teammates. So there you have it, really. I mean, they're the players that I wanted to highlight today. I thought it was an excellent team display. Nearly perfect. Really was. I mean, Nottingham Forest were completely dominated. And Forest aren't a bad team. They're a team that fancy themselves to win the Europa League. They've got good squad depth. And we made them look incredibly ordinary. I talked in the preview video about creating big chances. Well, we had 5 big chances in this game. Nottingham Forest had none. The only shot they really had was a fluky one off the chest of Chris Wood. There were some great individual displays of Zubimendi and Madueke and Eze among them, of course. But really, for me, this was a smooth, polished, professional team performance that we looked in complete control from beginning to end. The wingers were absolutely brilliant as well. And when you think about them being 2 new wingers, what a bonus that is. For Mikel Arteta, who's got a number of key players out. We lost Ødegaard in the game. Havertz isn't there. Saka's not there. Saliba's not there. I mean, if this was last year, you'd be talking about a crisis, but we don't have to worry about that at the moment because the players that have come in have reinforced us massively, and it's brilliant to see. So there you go, 3 big points. I think Arsenal well placed now. Hopefully we can smash Manchester City next weekend just to cement our position right near the top of the table. But of course, we've got Athletic Club Bilbao on Tuesday night. I'll be back on Monday to look ahead to that one. So thanks again for all the support. Cheers for watching. Please tell your friends. Continue to watch all my videos if you can. And if you want to subscribe, that's an absolute bonus. It's been brilliant to speak to you once again. Thanks for watching the breakdown. I'll see you soon.